So you want to become a plumber's apprentice, but you don't know what to do? I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I've been plumbing over 38 years, and I have every master endorsement in the state of Texas. On this channel, I'm teaching you everything you need to know about plumbing. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. So to become a plumber's apprentice, the first thing you need to do is decide what kind of plumbing you want to do. Do you want to do service work, or do you want to do new construction? Do you want to build things, or do you want to fix things? That's all that means. Then it is, do you want to do big jobs? Do you want to do big commercial work, or do you want to do residential? Do you want to go to the same job every day for maybe a year to keep building a building? Or do you want to go to a house where you may work on it 3 or 4 days, then go to another house? And the last question, do you want to be union, or do you want to be non-union? Me, I've done all of it. Literally all 6 questions I asked you a while ago, I've done it all. I've done new construction, I've done service, I've done commercial, I've done residential. I started out non-union, now I'm union. So I see all of it. And that's why I'm probably a good person to ask those questions to, because I want to help you. I want to help you make the decision to help you decide what's going to be best for you. Because this isn't about what your parents want. This isn't about what your buddies want. This isn't about what your girlfriend thinks. This is about what's going to be the best thing for you in your future. So start with that. Do I like to build things, or do I like to fix things? Because we're all different. Some people want to build big buildings and drive by it every day and look at it and say, oh my God, that is amazing. Some people want to fix things and drive by that building later and say, oh my God, I remember the problem they had there and nobody could find it and I found it. And guys, there's prideful things about both sides of it. I remember when I first started plumbing, I remember the first time I jumped into a hole filled with raw sewage. I thought, you know what, it can't get any worse than this. But guys, I moved up out of that and learned and went on and learned more. So that's one thing that I'll tell you too. In this trade, what is going to determine how good you are is how much you want to learn. Learn about every single thing that you can work on, because that's going to make a big difference. So now I go back to residential or commercial. If you like high rises, I'd say, look, build commercial jobs. Now you can do service in them too, but building them is where you're going to get to really see how everything goes together. Building residential is nice too. Plumbing is about the same. Now we use different sizes and maybe different materials. And don't get me wrong, there's different things about each, but at the end of the day, water flows downhill and it has to get to the fixture where it's at. And that's about what plumbing is. So you need to ask yourself, do you want to drive to go to a big commercial job, go to the same job every day, maybe wear safety glasses, hard hats, steel-toed boots, gloves, a vest. There's a lot of different things that may be required on a commercial job that may not be required on residential service work. Now my guys have a uniform. I expect them to dress a certain way. I expect them to be clean. And yes, even though my shirt's never tucked in, I expect my guys' shirts to always be tucked in. The reason being, they're going to see the customer. They are walking in people's houses and taking care of them. So now the last one, union or non-union. And guys, I started out open shop. I grew up with what I think are some of the best plumbers I've ever known, and that's who I was blessed enough to learn from. To this day, I still think they are probably some of the best plumbers I've ever known. They were open shop. So what that means is I went to work with them every day and learned hands-on with them. The cool thing about that, like I said, some of the best plumbers I've ever known, and they took the time to teach me. Some plumbers are great plumbers, but they don't know how to teach. They don't know how to tell you, this is what you need to do, this is how you do it, and this is why you do it. Later, I joined the union. And luckily for me, I became an instructor. And it was good for me because I do want to give back. I do want to teach people the craft and skill that I've learned. And part of it is through these videos. If you are in the trade, I want you to leave a comment down below and let me know. Did you start out in residential or commercial? Did you do new construction or service? And are you union or non-union? Let me know where you started out and let me know where you are now. And it may be all the same, and if so, that's fine. Let me know what you did and say, still the same. I started out in residential open shop, non-union, and got into union commercial, new construction, so I've done it all. And the good thing about it is I love it because it helps me understand it all a little bit more. That's the deal about union. The union, you're going to have to go to school a couple of nights a week for right now 5 years. And that's a long time to go, but they make sure you learn things. And there's a lot of things I learned open shop that they don't do in the union. But there's a lot of things I learned in open shop that I brought to the union, and it put me ahead of other people. So I've got other videos where I talk about how to study, how to learn, and how to move ahead. And guys, I recommend watching those videos because no matter where you get in, no matter what you do when you get in, you're gonna wanna move up. Don't get me wrong, we need plumbers to come in and plumb every day, but I think eventually people wanna move up to put a little less strain on their body and let them use their mind a little bit more about the things that they've learned. Plumbing is a great trade, and it has been a great career for me. And I'll tell you what, I have an amazing life and I love it. That's why I wanna give back, because I wanna teach young men and women that this is a trade they can get in. And people ask me about women, absolutely. Some of the smartest women I know are actually in plumbing. I know business owners, I know executive directors of the entire plumbing division in Texas, and I know continuing education providers that used to be chief inspectors in Dallas, one of the biggest cities in Texas. And guys, these are some of the smartest women I know. So if you're a woman and you are thinking about getting into a trade, plumbing can be good for you. Guys, if you want to get into the trade, here's what I'll tell you. Do some research. Find out the companies around you that you may want to go to work for. See what kind of training program they have, or even if they have one. And then see what kind of benefits they have. You want to find out what's going to be best for you in the long run. Because remember, like I tell you, this is all about you, and you're the only one that matters. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And then I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.